Hello, everyone. Thank you so much for joining us. If you're joining live or if you are watching this recording, we're so glad to connect with you this time to talk about the Open LMS Awards 2026. This information session will give you everything that you need to know to make like a really good submission. My name is Chris. I'm part of the Community Initiatives team, and I'm thrilled to be joined here with Jasmine from our Customer Value Design team. Hi, Jess.
Hi, everyone.
So this is a very short, straightforward session. We're going to talk about the Open LMS Awards, like why are we trying to do this, why we think you should consider participating, even if you don't think you did something remarkable, but we're pretty sure that you did. We'll go over the categories, the new category that we launched this year, and we'll also go into some tips on some submissions. And if you have any questions live, we're happy to answer them right away. Or if you're watching the recording, you can leave your questions below, or you can reach out to us and we'll be happy to answer. So why don't we get started, Jess? So what are the Open LMS Awards and why are we thinking
Great.
about this?
So, the Open LMS Awards, first of all, they are open to all of our clients, and it is an opportunity for you to showcase how you've been using the Open LMS products and be recognized for all of your hard work. At Open LMS, we are constantly amazed by the things that our clients accomplish at all levels, from very specialized technical configurations to innovative new educational approaches to identifying whole new ways of engaging with learners with innovative offerings. We have a community of hardworking creative educators from around the world who make a real difference in the lives of learners. And we're always looking for ways to express our admiration and appreciation for what our clients accomplish with the Open LMS platforms.
That's right. If you maybe are thinking of the fence, you're on the fence of whether to participate or not, you don't think you made something worthwhile, we have 6 reasons why we believe you should consider participating in the awards. And the first one is recognition from your peers, from the Open LMS customer community, from your own organization, just to recognize the hard work that you've put all these years into making a really good learning experience. It is also a really good opportunity to inspire others, even if it's like a small thing that you discover, better way to do things. We can all learn from those little things that we've all learned how to do better. It's a way for you to get promotion, just to get praise, which is always good. But with your submission, we will always be helpful to help you promote what you've done, help yourself and help your business, and reach a wider audience. It can increase your credibility if you show a compelling story, which we'll talk about later, and show the evidence of what you did in a very compelling story, well articulated. Is going to raise your profile, like professionally, and your institution. Related to that, it is a competitive edge. If you receive a nomination or a mention or an award, you will stand out compared to the other people who were not able to do a submission. In some cases, there could be a lot of crowding, a lot of competition, so this could really help you stand out. And finally, it's just a little boost. It's just for us, maybe even an excuse for you to say, hey, I did this and I feel proud of what I've done. And that itself is very worthwhile. We always love to celebrate the achievements of our clients, and we know that we can build a community that's really positive in terms of what we are all contributing and working, which has a lot of benefits down the line. So just very basic 6 reasons why we think you should consider. So now let's just talk a little bit about the categories that we are working on this year.
Yeah, so we have 3 awards. 2 you'll recognize from last year, the Excellence in LMS and Most Creative Awards. And this year we've added a new one, the AI Innovation Award. We only have 3 awards because we want to focus on the core client achievements and product usage. But we also want to maintain a high perceived value and prestige by limiting the number that we do. Because if everyone was to get an award, it would just dilute the value of receiving one. We also feel that these 3 categories cover the most critical areas. So, comprehensive utilization with the Excellence in LMS Award, innovative application with the Most Creative Award, and then forward thinking development with the AI Innovation Award. So, why don't we take a closer look at what each of those awards entail?
Yeah, absolutely. So the first award, the first category is the Excellence in LMS Award. It's like the gold standard in terms of practice and use of the platform. We want to recognize clients who have enhanced their learning through the use of, of the Open LMS and the ecosystem. Um, we want to highlight programs that have succeeded either in high quality course content and delivery, inclusivity and access, so courses that have figured out how to expand or extend an audience, especially those who may not be um, easy to reach or to serve as learners, or strategic actions that have leveraged kind of practices. We know there could be a couple of buzzwords in our industry, but behind those, there could be sensible practices, whether it's micro learning, use of data and analytics, learning loops, and everything that improves the outcomes. So we really want to celebrate impactful utilization of the LMS. Examples could be initiatives that led to increasing completions, increase of outcomes, uh, a redesign of a learning program, whether corporate or academia, that led to increased satisfaction levels, or I don't know, long age problems or issues that your organization was facing that because of the learning that you introduced are now being addressed like once and for all.
Now, the Most Creative Award, this one recognises clients who are innovative in their use of the LMS to address specific learner needs, pushing those technological and experiential boundaries. It celebrates unique applications that create meaningful, endurable, or distinctive learning experiences by focusing on criteria like crafting engaging journeys, demonstrating resourcefulness in leveraging tools, building community resilience, and achieving significant learner impact. This award really highlights the ingenious and boundary pushing ways clients utilize their Open LMS products. Some of examples of this might include things like using augmented or virtual reality to complement courses, or even just using gamification. You might also use the LMS in a non-conventional way, such as a community hub where people can come together and host events or just chat in forums.
Correct. And this is like at the new category this year, the AI Innovation Awards. We want to recognize clients, and within clients, any type of user, whether it's a teacher or an administrator, who have find ways to leverage AI, artificial intelligence, in the learning ecosystem and generating things that are valuable or promising and that are only possible because of AI. So not things that replace other things that were possible before, but just like unique case studies. We think of some areas where we can kind of frame this innovation. Could be something strategic or institutional, new policies related to the use of AI in the classroom or in general, applications of AI or specific use of tools in classroom or learning environments, um, workflows and automation, that kind of simplify administrative tasks, reduce burdens for teachers in very specific ways. And we also think of a category that's the unknowable outcomes, or those things that because of the nature of AI, we didn't expect that it could be done, but then we find out that it is possible. So any way you find out how to use AI to create better content, more personalized, more streamlined, a more efficient process, better assessments, anything that you think could fit in this, we would love to hear from you, and we hope you join up in this category. And to reiterate, you can participate in this category. Doesn't matter if you are not like the main administrative leader or the admin of the site, as long as you are part of an Open LMS client company organization, you're welcome to apply. Speaking of applying, let's talk a little bit about the submission process and the evaluation and a bit of the timeline.
Great. So all submissions are done via the awards site. We have the link there up on the screen. You just need to click a button that says apply for the Open LMS Client Awards, and that will take you to the submission page. You'll be asked to provide the following information about your case, and I'd highly recommend getting this written down beforehand and then copying and pasting it into the submission form. So first one is the overview of the case. You'll need to provide the background and context so we understand the situation, a description of the target audience and who is benefiting from the situation you're sharing with us, and what challenges you face, as well as what were your expectations from the outset. Then you'll need to outline the solution, which includes an overview of the solution design and how you developed and implemented the solution, as well as what resources and technology you used to do it. Then you'll be asked about the return on investment. So what were the business impacts of this initiatives? What were the outcomes in relation to the people involved, including your target audience? And what kind of feedback did you get from this? Then at the end of the form, there is an option to add any supporting documentation. For example, this might be a link to survey results that will support your return on investment, or even maybe a link to a short demo video that highlights some of the changes that you've made. Do keep in mind there is a 500-word limit for each section, and each section will be given a score out of 20 by our judges. Now, the judges for the awards are selected from around the Open LMS business from different teams and different levels. We like to ensure that we have a broad spectrum of judges with different backgrounds and different experiences in working with clients. This does, of course, mean that we have a lot of different personalities and opinions, though. So to keep things fair, we use a rubric to help with the scoring process to ensure that all judges are looking for the same things. The rubric itself is broken into 3 sections: the overview, the solution, and the return on investment. And then the judge determines if the response lands in a poor, satisfactory, good, or excellent category and gives it a score from there. And that score really depends on how much detail and relevant supporting evidence is provided in each response, which takes us to the next thing that we want to talk about, which is all of our tips on how to make your submission stand out from the others. So we have broken this down into do's and don'ts to give you an idea of the things that we're looking for, as well as some things to avoid as well. The first one is do use quantitative and qualitative data as supporting evidence wherever possible. So quantitative can be things like surveys or analytical data, or even like how much money you've saved, things like that. Qualitative can be the quoted feedback from students, teachers, or maybe other staff members. And just to stress, there can never be too much of this type of data in your application. I also highly recommend using the STAR method when writing your case or sharing any examples. So by this, we start by describing the situation to give the context so that we fully understand what you're about to share with us. Then explain the task or the goal you needed to achieve in that situation. Then detail the actions you took to achieve that goal, what you did and why. And then finally outline the results using quantitative and qualitative data wherever possible. So a very simple example of this, I was working on a project with a tight deadline. My task was to coordinate with 3 different departments to ensure that we met the deadline. I set up a daily check-in meeting with all department heads and created a shared project plan to track our progress. As a result, we successfully completed the project 2 days ahead of schedule, and the client was very pleased with the outcome. And then we also want to think about not just stating the facts. Anyone can come in and state the facts. We want you to tell it like it's a story. Have a really good hook that gets the judges enticed and really excited about what you're about to share, and then take them along for a journey.
That's right. I'm sorry. So yes, we do have like some things that we'd rather you avoid. And there are some questions, probably many of you have it already. By the way, if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them, write them in the comments, either on YouTube, on LinkedIn, and we'll answer to them right away, or we'll let them know how to reach out to us if you're watching the recording or at a later time. I think a very common question or an obvious question that may arise is, can we use AI to generate this submission? And our position is yes, you can do it and you are welcome to do it, especially when looking at suggestions made by Jazz. You will see that AI can be very helpful to take some good data, some evidence of data of your case or your story, and format it using perhaps the STAR framework, making it a little bit of a story, clean it up. Something that we really encourage you to do is to use very plain, simple language, avoid any type of jargon or acronyms that are not widely familiar. Even though we are Open LMS and a learning company, there may be some terms that may be very specific to some cases or some regions. So simple language. And AI can be very helpful with that, but we just came across this new, speaking of jargon, work slop. And it's what happens when you maybe don't feed good enough sources to the AI or don't prompt with the best details. And you get something that at first glance looks really nice and seems glossy and sounds amazing. But when you get down to it, you see that there is not much detail. It's not easy to see why this case or this story is actually different and unique, and ends up not saying anything. So, of course, if you use AI, feel free to do it. Feel free to help it to organize, to brainstorm, to kick off any submissions, but please review everything that you're sending us later on. In addition to the language, we want you to use very simple formatting. The form only allows plain text, so you don't need to worry about adding kind of rich media, anything like that. As long as we have the good copy, that will be the source of the judgment. And finally, don't leave the submission for the last minute, especially when it comes to collecting the evidence. I know depending on the size or the scale of your organization, you may have some very useful inputs, some data, some surveys, some report, things like that, that may be in different places. So try to anticipate that it will take longer to collect all this data needed before you start building your submission. So you can get started now. There's plenty of time. And we made an effort to make this submission very simple, but it still takes some dedication. And it's just like this process of reflection. on your part of what you have done this year. So let's talk a bit of more of the timeline and the logistics.
Yeah, so as we start to wrap up today's information session, just a couple of quick reminders there. The submissions are due by close of business February 25th, 2026. Like Chris said, it sounds like it's a long way away, but I guarantee it's going to come up pretty quickly. The award ceremony is being held on March 18th, 2026, and we will be live streaming that ceremony using the same platform that we're on today. And after the session, if you have any questions, you're welcome to reach out to your account manager, who will be happy to help you with your submission, or send an email to contact@openlms.net, and it will be forwarded to Chris and myself to reply to.
Yeah, absolutely. And that is all that we have for today. If there are any questions, you can please leave it and we'll get in touch. Otherwise, please reach out to your account manager, contact us via email. We'll be happy to assist you throughout the way. And yeah, we really look forward to this year's submissions. We had a really good set of submissions this year for 2025. So we're excited to see what you guys can come up with. Thank you again. We hope you find this information session very helpful. You will be able to find this recording. We will send you an email with this and some other details. And of course, please visit the website to learn more about the categories and begin your submission. Without further ado, thank you so much for joining us. Good luck with your submissions. We look forward to read them.
Yes, thanks everyone. Have a great rest of your day.